Oh, Twitch chat. That's what I forgot. There we go. I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm forgetting something. is fun. I don't know why this is non-canon. I just think this fight will never happen in the canon, but... Oh, I need to move my other TTRPG. What is my done shorthand? EF, okay. Do I not have a section for story ideas? Hey, River. Is it? Hold on. A little weird. So I hadn't realized how clicky my keyboard was until just that moment. How do you feel about Electro Swing? I need to buy a better chair. This chair doesn't cut it. No, I did chill rather than Electro Swing. So I have story ideas, and I'm realizing I don't have a good repository for ideas. I guess they go in the two finishes. Oh. I wonder who you're waiting on. Okay. Good. Sorry. So, I've twice now, and it's a different story than the one I'm working on here. I have read 2 books now that are mediocre at best, like military sci-fi. I read Sassenach. Which isn't good. Like, let's be real. But isn't bad. It's just mediocre. But it makes sense. It's an early career book. And then I just finished reading. Also, apparently my voice has decided to go all wonky on me. Well, and if McCaffrey was doing the romance sucked, right? Like, the romance side of that book was terrible. But then the other one I read was Debt of Honor by Christopher G. Nadal. To be fair, the romance is she's fucking everybody who moves that she decides she wants to fuck. Right? Like, and she's really sad when one of those lovers dies, and then she moves on. And I don't mind that, but it's just not done in a way that makes any sense. She's like screwing her XO. The other problem is who she's having sex with, right? Like, she's having sex with, like, her executive officers and, like, senior, you know, like, people who she should not be having sex with. It, you know, like, hits on a private kind of thing. Like, the imbalances are wild. Yeah. When did this release? March 2020. Or May 2020. Really? And Christopher Nuttall has done a lot of stuff. I like some of his other stuff, I think. Maybe, maybe not. No, I don't think I do. But yeah, Debt of Honor, like, it's one of those books where I've read it, I was like, that's not bad. I don't want to ever read the rest of the series. Like, and I won't recommend it to anybody else. But the whole time, and I think I'm due for a reread of the Honor Harrington books, which are not, like, amazing. But the Honor Harrington books or the Spiral Wars books are, like, good, competent, professional militaries that sound like professional navies. It's been a bummer. Both of them, I've come out of it being like, I want to write, you know, like, I can write this better, or the parts of this conceit that got me interested, I can write better. What was the point of this scene? I wrote down these notes. I had this. This came from Sassenach, I think. Like, this came from when I was listening to Sassenach. Maybe not. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this didn't come from Sassenach. Well, I've got a KWare shortlist. What do we got? We got story ideas. Also, I have to say, while I understand, I've cleared out more than half my shelving. I've got one shelf left. I'm 2/3 of the way through my shelving. Well, maybe a little more. And then I got bored. But yeah, my room is echoey now. I need to actually, like, spend time focusing on that. Get out. I need to spend more time focusing on that and, like, genuinely packing the rest of my house. Because I need to be 100% packed, or like 89% packed. Because I'll have, like, a day and a half to, in theory, move. Occupation idea. I have a horrific idea for a scene. That, like, I don't know why it's what I have in my head, but I'm like, wow, that's fucked up even for me. And it's effectively a reprisal. It's effectively a war crime perpetuated by the Imperium. But also one I'm like, is fairly justified. stupid fucking ad I've seen for this. Also, there's a trend in some of the more modern sci-fi that I found kind of annoying, which is that every insurgency for an occupying force is Afghanistan. And like every insurgency is based on an intolerant religion, which I appreciate that several of the faiths, like even the Honor Harrington, the religious fanatics are technically American Christians, you know, at some point in their descendancy, but like the nutcase level of you know. But it is kind of exhausting to keep reading about how this religious fanatics, you know, these religious fanatics are the reason why there's an insurgency. Whoa. Thanks, Epic Games, for the ads. I mean, I'd start in February. Why not get a little bit ahead? There's going to be months where you fall behind. I know the intention is to do everything in the month, right? I guess you're not doing what I was going to do, which was run a Patreon with it. So, yeah, your rules make more sense. It's a whole ass novella. That was just a Carol Loose drop. No worries. I clearly am not focused as I'm reading my own writing. Damn, that was really good legalese I wrote right there. Damn, that was... There's a little bit of weirdness here. But I really appreciate this scene. I, to toot my own horn, am always very impressed when I read pieces like this, where the world building I've layered in here is really interesting. And, like, yeah, I wrote it. It's the world building I want to be in here. But I'm always impressed when I'm like, damn, I did a good job with this world building. Oh, this one's non-canon. Actually, I should make a shorthand notation for that, huh? To unfinished, because this is probably a non-canon. It's definitely a non-canon. Why is this like unfinished? Play was full of 40 seconds. Haha! Neo Void. Neo Void could be canon though. This one is probably not canon. You can tell I'm focused because I'm sitting here organizing my old shorts. Shockwave could or could not be canon. Could or lose Oda Save Editing could or could not be canon. Prisoner of War is really good. I really like that. I don't think Enter the Terrans works. But I like the Andraste, so... Meaning the Silver Falcon is absolutely, possibly, probably canon. Rail bar fight doesn't work. Cool. All right. Where is this? Okay. I've wandered so far away from the stuff that I like writing with this story. What kind of soup are you making, River? Nice.
Think, but I think that's pretty.
I need to work on some more food recipes too. Well, that'll do it. I appreciate it. I just watched a video of a dude who's like, here's the arrow stab trope. Isn't it stupid? Here's me with these arrows not working. And he's like, but wait. I have sport arrows and hunting arrows. Let's try warbow arrows. Thump! And it just goes right through the target he was using to demonstrate. He's like, so these will do a lot of damage. And these are blunt. You know, that trope of, like, archer gets up close, is like, oh shit, stab with arrow. They're like, isn't that bullshit? And you're like, no, that's actually, no, it's probably, it's not your preferred backup, but if you had to, it's probably not a terrible plan. I'm going to personally attack you with this picture I'm sending you. As I was personally attacked with the picture. Where did the void go? See, you yell cat, but I see no cat. Right. It's fair. As all good writers are, I shall distract myself with a cat. Come here, boy. He was very comfortable in his cat tree. He was nice and sleepy, which means right now he's nice and cuddly. Does he show? Alright, I will return you to your home. I've been live for an hour and I have not accomplished anything. No, not quite an hour, but you know. Poor man. He was a very patient kitty right there. I really appreciate, and I don't know what fixed it, but for some reason my like music that I'm watching, you know, listening to, hasn't needed me to update anything. It's just been updating itself. Usually I'd have to start every stream and like reconnect it to the window it's, you know. See, I don't want to work on the book right now. I want to take a break. But the ideas I have for stories are writing a story where we take the time to meditate on a rebellion in the Imperium. Where the enemy, or where like a nation, you know, one of the like occupied planets effectively, built an entire fleet in the oceans of their planet without the Imperium noticing, and struck, and so like it's the aftermath of that, right? Of just like, what the fuck just happened? And then it's Sylviana putting it down. Or Evelyn, which is Sylviana, who we have not met yet, and I don't know if we will, but is effectively Sylviana's protege. Or the other option is based on the book I just read. So I think the reason I didn't like the book I just read is there's an occupation. They defeated an entity known as the Theocracy, which is a very intolerant Muslim or radical, like deeply radical right Christian faith, right? One true God, women don't have rights, you know, all that normal bullshit, which is not entertaining to read. But they set up like, oh, okay, an element of their fleet survived. And so you expect this book to take the time to, like, ruminate on, like, what it means to be an occupation governor on a planet where most of the population virulently hates you and has beliefs that mean that they're going to continue to... Afghanistan, right? That has... a large percentage of the population, not most of the population even, has beliefs that are going to continue to cause problems. And while you're also putting down like a fleet that's striking, you know, like there's a bit of a space-based insurgency on top of that. And the book does not focus on that as much as it should, and instead spends time talking about another character setting up, like, from one of the planets that was occupied by is recovering and is setting up its own, like, self-defense force, and then a bunch of really badly written politics about the dominant power in the region. And it ends in like the dominant power falling into civil war in a really stupid, believable but stupid way. But I was like, no, you can write a really good book just on the occupation, right? Just on what it takes to try and do occupations correctly. I'd also rather the occupation wasn't just the Middle East. Which... Oh, did I put her away already? No. I have too many books. There it is. Which there is another book that touches on that. Where it's not a religious thing, it's just a, ideological, radical thing. And I really appreciate that. Good. So these are my ideas that are in my head right now. Is a book about putting down a rebellion, and it's a book, right? It is, or a book about an occupation. Also, I want Artavan and Sylviana to get into a bare knuckle brawl together. I probably can't get Artavan, Sylviana, and Kayware to get into a fight together. But I really want to get Artavan and Sylviana into a fight together. And see if I can write it the way I envision it. Oh, wait, no, Javerka's... Oh, but it's raining. There you go. Damn it, it's raining. They're not going to hold a barbecue outside if it's raining. Because I was about to say, I think the only other time I've mentioned the Javerka, most staff on hand for a party, they had to go host it outside at the old school. Water's flowing on when we call our name. Do you think they have two dining halls, or do you think the dining hall is like also the formal dining hall? Or do you think they have a formal dining hall and a normal dining hall? Yeah. The primary dining hall for the Javatica family and staff. Generally, lunch, breakfast. It's still nice. Okay. So one of the key things I almost forgot about is that Drakers rarely eat food alone, right? Or in small groups. Like, they prefer communal dining. And, like, not even, like... So, like, dining halls are a focal point of most buildings, right? Like, food and eating together are going to be a core part of a building. And dinner is their big meal. But most of the Javatica staff are home or, you know, have gone to their own preferred places before dinner occurs. So, obviously there's still staff who will stay late for free food. And then there's, like, the guards and some of the late night, the later shift staff who are there for dinner. This room is one of the key focal points of the Great House. A lot of foot traffic is designed to flow through this space. I'm not an architecture brain, so, like, this is a hard question for me. This space is focused on being inviting, calming, and pleasant to be in, while still being designed for durability. Formal dining room. Intended for entertaining and more serious events. not a focal point of the public design. This room is the focal point of the... I slept really well. I'm just... I'm doing the thing all writers do, right? I need to write. Brain's like, you're tired. You want to do other things. You have these things to think about. Uh-huh. The public side. Let's see. So the public, like the formal public side of the estate is a receiving room, a library / study, a formal dining hall, 4 guest rooms. Is there anything else you need on a formal, like, this is where our, like, big parties go, you know, our formal guests go, and some bathrooms, I guess. And some bathrooms. It's worth noting. Generally, bathrooms are implied. What else do you need on a like I'm entertaining side of things? Garden. Garden and courtyard. That's actually, yeah. Courtyard. That's what I was missing. Where shall we die? So actually, the formal garden is the focal point of the public side. Traffic flows through here to the dining hall and the library. covered, and indoor routes available. Stiffer design, more hierarchical table layout. Is less personal and more formal. Alright. Decor is personal. I like that. I like the idea that the dining hall is kind of the core. I could not tell you what the layout of this building is. I need an architecture major to work with me on something like that. But that the dining hall is kind of the core heart of the informal dining hall is like, yeah, of course, is kind of the heart of the family side, like the great house. It's like the heart of the estate, effectively. There's a whole separate section of the estate that's like formal, and that's spoked around a more lavish, complex garden and courtyard. Whereas this side of the, like the informal side of the estate, the working side of the estate, for lack of a better phrase, is built around the dining hall. And yes, Aurora's kitchen, honestly, Aurora's kitchen probably sits... She has her main kitchen, and there's probably a formal dining... There's probably a kitchen used for the dining hall so that the food doesn't have to travel quite as far. Plus, there's probably shortcuts built in so that food can get easily from Aurora's main kitchen to... kitchen and formal kitchen is used for formal events and is simply closer. There are shortcuts. User slash media access. since you reminded me about timers, I'm gonna go get some more tea. Be right back. I return. Although I'm gonna have to get up and get. Hey, Atanchi. Sorry about that. I was getting up to go get tea, and my tea has like 4 minutes. Thank you for the raid. Hello, people who came from with Atanchi. Thank you. I am accomplishing world building. Good. As you can see, I'm mid-packing for a move, which has not been fun because there are a lot of books to pack. I have 12 of these, like, smaller boxes of books, like the extra small book box size, already, and I still have a whole shelf, and it's probably, like, one of my fullest shelves to go. But I'm excited, because when I unpack everything, I can actually make room for the book series that don't have room on the shelves right now. The problem is, I think I'm going to need a fifth bookshelf. Which is too many bookshelves. Like, it's not, but it is. And then in here, rather than write the scene, I'm doing world building around the scene. Which I guess needed to get done, right? I got stuck here, so I needed to do it. Oh, nice. Aren't there still cargo cults out there? Yeah, there are still some cargo cults out there. That's crazy. Oh. My tea is going off. 1 second. I'm not even going to put me on break. I'm just going to go get the tea. 1 second. Stop.
Unread messages at your private terminal, Commander.
Alright. I have been refueled, resupplied with tea. How was your stream this morning? Hey! That sounds familiar. I need to find some kind of architecture major to help me design this estate. The zenith of Uranus. Beautiful. Uranus. Sorry. Oh, I put too much honey. No. So there's a mage lab. Do you think there's workshops on in the Great House or attached or near the Great House maybe? Like they might not be actively used, but like do you think there were a blacksmith and a woodcut like because at one point, the estate was on the outer edges of, like, the city, right? And it was still an estate. It wasn't a castle town or anything like that. But it would have had a fair amount of, like, base workshop materials. I wonder if those blend into staff quarters. Or do you think those go in support? Probably wouldn't support. What's the word? I can't believe I forgot the word for, like, fabric manufacturing. and like clothes making. Seamstress. Seamery? Textile, thank you. I am not active enough on the Twitch Writers Network Discord. I should be more active over there. Cool. Okay. So, I did this really nice thing where I came up with an architectural style. So I have, like, the world building already in place for architectural styles. Which is great. And has been super nice, right? I don't know about interior design styles. And turns out internal, like, interior design is super important. Weirdly enough, this is something I probably should ask my mom about. Send me whatever I'm supposed to give feedback on, and I'll make sure I do it by next week. I'll put time on my calendar for it. What are the People of Order? What is that from? That's fine. I hate it. I hate that interior design is something I have to think about as a world building feature. It's a very interesting character question of, like, how would your character decorate their house? So, the thing I realized is we go from Heartsong Grove to the dinner, because I promised the dinner like 3 times here. So I need to do the welcome home dinner. And all of that random panicked world building has been so keeping in mind that most Draker buildings are built not straight lines. Things are arcs, things are curves, things move around. Like if there's a big rock, you know, like they built the building around the big rock. In a lot of cases, or like they built it over the little stream that trickles through, right? Or with the stream just running through the middle of the room. How do we envision this dining hall? And rooms flow in and out of here. So there's going to be a lot of openings to this dining hall. Not like 2 or 3. There's like 3 or 5, 3 to 5 openings. Three to 5 openings. 2 dining hall. 1 arc, which is equivalent of wall, can open out to a court, to a courtyard, which might just be woods, right? Like, it might not be a functional courtyard. Kitchens attached on one side. If the tables aren't laid out with any hierarchy, that means there's no table that sits higher than anything else. There's just a lot of tables in this space. Let's see. You don't design something like a dining hall to fit 100% of available staff. So you probably can fit... And I probably don't have enough staff on hand for the Javetica household. There's 43 staff right now, which could be a lot or it could be nobody, not enough. There's 162 staff, counting the stable staff, which doesn't feel like enough. Some helping manage the aviary. So you probably built this for half that number, right? 81 staff. Though this room was built when the estate was going to be heavier staff. Families were going to be living on site. Ow. Ow. That was weird. Alright, so in that case... originally intended to see what, 100, 121. Is there a section of wall that has K-Ware's childhood art on it now? Feels like there's a section of wall in the dining hall that has like K-Ware's childhood art. Like literally she drew on the walls kind of art. Actually, it's not K-Ware's art. It's not just K-Ware's art. There is a section of this dining hall that has lots of children's art on it. A large section of dining hall wall. So, the Javetica, like, estate's staff used to live on site primarily before, you know, air skimmer, like easy inventions of ground skimmer, wide ubiquitous deployment of ground. So, and some still do. Like there are still children and small young people who live here. It's something the Javeticas offer. A lot of people choose to live off-site, but not everybody does. The estate or the staff like quarters are nice. They're not the nicest. So there's a large section of the dining hall that was given over to let kids draw on the walls, basically. In Matter Times, there is a large interactive holographic display that can show different imaged epochs of children's art. I think they use holograms or you... Oh, wait. I did the world building on this. Tech and Magic, Draelia Tech and Magic, 10th Age, Draelia Wide Tech, Display Technology. Union holograms have replaced flat screens in the Imperium. I'm so happy I did this. That's really cool. Okay. So, several holographic displays. This is meant for people to be, you know, spend time, hang out. Matter time. The dining hall is also a lounge. So I guess there might actually be a small stage. Might be something to be brought in. Basically, the dining hall is where people spend downtime. Beforehand. And now has still some of that capacity. But I love the idea of there is a wall designed for children to play with and decorate. Oh, that'd be cool if it was enchanted. That might be one of the coolest touches I've put. And it's enchanted, so it will. Some of the drawings can animate. And it will. The enchantments retain the memory. Because the estate was built a long time ago. That's really cool. The informal dining hall was... I need a better word. What would you call it instead of the informal dining hall? It's, you know, a lounge. It's the center of the estate, like the living part of the estate. So it's got to have a different name than informal dining hall. No, like, I mean, sure, this breakfast nook is bigger than your apartment, probably. Was built to house up to 126 at max capacity. And you can squeeze extras in. Has a lounge. You know, was built for entertainment. Yeah. It was built for, like, this is where people came when bards came to visit. You know, children... There's a whole area that was dedicated to the estate's children playing and messing around with stuff, like... Maybe it just gets parens for now. Because I can come up with a Javerka word for it, or with for a Dralian word for it. Which would probably be something, what, like... Hearth Heart? Or Heart of Home? Heart of Home probably would fit with... Oh yeah, without a doubt. The way this is designed is not something you would... I thought about that, too. The formal dining hall is absolutely going to be named after somebody. The idea of having to name something after someone, though, also is a nightmare. Let me see. Do I have the word home? I do. Heart of the home would be Umira. That's really funny is home already has heart in its Mirafeira. Mira fet ira. Unferia? Or does it become ira ira? I wish I did a better job keeping track of, like, why certain words got certain roots. So if I've got Umira Fed Ira is Heart of the Home. Or, yeah, Heart of the Home. It's really Home of the Heart, technically, but... But it double uses a root word. So if it double uses a root word, would they drop one of them? Would it become Umfira? Umferia? Umferia? That'll work for me. Feria. The concept more than a specific room. Denote often the primary dining hall, entertainment lounge. This denotes the room. Hub, living space. Generally, this denotes a room which acts as the core hub of a living I want to leave here a generic world building idea that I had. Oh yeah, sure. Next is the core hub of a live. Interesting. Function would effectively be what? Like a hookah bar? But they aren't like burned gases, they're just gases. I mean, that sounds like something you would get from like in a sci-fi, right? Where you would get it for a lot of aliens who use gases as their intoxicants instead of. Oh, that'd be interesting. You can set a scene there, right? Like it's a backdrop piece for your shorts. You've done sci-fi though, right? I've read a couple of your pieces that are more sci-fi lent. Although urban fantasy seems to be a little more your bend. Could be a fairy bar. That's fair. Generally, this is a multi-purpose dining hall. It can also be a mixed use space. So I didn't come up with a specific room. I came up with a concept of a room. And I hate myself for this, for world building. I mean, true. So, this is a concept to basically encompass what this dining hall is, which is it's the core hub of a living quarter, larger living quarters, basically. So you don't see this in your apartment, right? It's the residence halls in apartment complexes. What are they called? It's the common room. It's a common room. I just reinvented a common room. But common room is probably the right word for what I was looking for instead of dining hall. I got there eventually. The words needed to get to the right spot. Okay. I probably don't need Umferia, but... common room. That feels better. Because it's a common room, but it's not... It's, like, more significant than a common room, right? Like, it's a core function of the society, the way the society is structured. Who's Artavan's dad? Daskirda, right? Rebellion characters. Oh, come on. I know I wrote down his dad's name. I think it's Daskir. Writing. Where am I going? Not the Sundering Australia V1. Wasn't this the Sundering Australia? No, this is the Sundering Australia. Oh, well. Hey, sometimes that's half the battle, right? Dralian Rebellions V3. Got aha! See, that was important to note, actually. Does Artavan mom not have a name? So his dad, because his dad was a mercenary or a sellsword, effectively. And married his mom. Remember, Artavan came from before the Empire came apart. So, his dad was the leader of a mercenary company. And when he married his mom, rather than take his mom's clan had been wiped out in the Shadow War, in the big apocalyptic war that happened right before Artavan was born, basically. And his dad's clan was pretty ancient and had survived, but rather than taking a blended name with a like half-dead, a mostly wiped out family line, they started a new name. So Artavan's technically the second Javerka. And he's not done a great job propagating the Javerka clan. Rowan's last name is not Javerka. Rowan is Katuwara. Katarua. Katura. Raiden is also not a Javerka. He's Katsoto Iavia. Do I not have his mother's name? That's really embarrassing. Yeah, Leah is his daughter, one of the two. There are political reasons why she's not part of the Javerka family. But yeah, both his parents were survivors of a whole, like, the Second World War, but writ larger. And so she ended up working as intelligence, I think, is what the current thought process is. And that's hilarious. Careful you don't crack your bowl. What is Artavan's mom's name? Mother. Shit. I can't believe I don't have Artavan's mom's name. Gakariel. I don't know how to pronounce it. Gakariel. Yeah, I got it right. Gakariel Javerka. Which, in the deep dark secrets of the way I name things, is, I'm pretty sure, another name for Alexander. Yep. It's another name for Alexander. Okay, Google, pick a number between 1 and 78.
Here's a random number.
22. Thought I missed say? Okay, Google, do that again.
69.
Sekar. I've got Sekar. Or Tarimse. Tarimse. Okay, Google, do it one more time.
58.
Or Salira. Salira. Which of those seems best fitting for Artavin's mom? Could be none of them. Let me make these bigger. There you go. Now you guys should be able to read them. Sekar, Tarimse. Tarimse seems to be the one that's jumping out at me. Salira is a more feminine name, but I don't know if I care to, like, keep using S's for... Yeah, I'm gonna take Salira out, because it's too soft of a name, and I keep using those for girls' names. Okay, Google, do it again.
36.
Can't use Tavok. So these are all names. You'll notice, like, Taylor is right here. So what I do is I go look up the root word, the root name, parts of the name, and then, like, lives by the ford. And then I'll translate those over to Dralian. So these are trying to figure out Artavin's daughter, or Artavin's mom. And it should be noted, the names are not gendered in any way. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm literally randomly generating... like, I don't know anything about Artavin's mom that I can remember. Like, I don't know if I have any notes on Artavin's mom at all. Other than her clan was wiped out, and she possibly dies working as an intelligence agency during the Civil War. The early parts of the Civil War. Artavin is so old that there hasn't been that much value in going that far back. That seems like a good way to really fuck with me. So probably not, but also yes. I mean, Drakers can change their name all the time, right? In the same way that, especially with the magic and everything else, gender is a relatively fluid concept for them. So it can be, you know, oh, okay, how are you? And it's like, no, I go by Rudino now. And they're like, oh, okay, how are you doing, Rudino? You know, like, haven't seen you in 100 years. And it's like, yeah, I changed. So yeah, they absolutely do change their name. At least they change their common name. I don't know. there's a mess inherent in there that you're right about, but is also probably something that would really mess with genealogy tracking. So for the moment, the answer is no. That is fair. And it wasn't like her family was targeted for obliteration, right? She is just one of those people who lost everything in the war. It wasn't specific or aggressive toward her. You know what? What is Musa? How about Musadi? Or Ispe, which just means hope. I like the sound of Musade. Hivutam is also decent. Musadi Javerica. I like the sound of it. Because what was this? Yeah, me too. Non-matter characters. Musadi Javerica. And I recognize that this is the second heteronormative couple in two generations. Like, it's 2 generations of heteronormative couples here. But in this specific case, it is just easier world building. She's also dead, and has been dead for thousands of years. I don't know if I want to make a dead mom assigned male at birth. But I'm down to do it. I just don't know if that's something I'd want to do. To be fair, she's not a trope because both his parents are dead, because he's really fucking old. Most of the people he grew up with are dead. No, Sylviana's parents are not only a well, no, they're not heteronormative at all. They are currently monogamous, but that is more common in the Union. Her dad is a Shay Fey Lord, and her father is a Shay Fey Lord, and her dad is a Draker Minor. Technically, she's adopted. And she has a twin brother or she's surrogate. No, she's surrogate. She has a twin brother who is also a surrogate, but is Fae. Yeah, I might keep it. Very important note here. Artaven's mom. Artaven's dad. Okay. I feel better knowing knowing who his parents were. The other really funny thing here is if I really wanted to do something in the Shadow Wars, like I have written bits and pieces of it, or something like in the pre-Artaven history, those are the two people I would follow. That's not true. I don't have to follow them, but practically speaking, they are the two I would follow. And so it's good to have their names. And Musadi is probably, like... Yeah, she is... The note I have is that she's intelligence. At least at some point she's intelligent. She's, like, intel, right? So at some point... In 8th age, worked intelligence. Skill on and up. But technically speaking, she might be the single most normal normal person in the Javerka family. Because if Kakariel comes from a line of he comes from a relatively established line. It meant he had access to, you know, resources. He runs what I have currently down as a ranger company on the frontier, but is effectively, like, you know, sell swords. And that's where the stables come from, is from him. You know, he started a stabling program to take care of his own company of mercenaries, to supply his mercenaries. But yeah, Musadi might be the most normal of the Javatikas. Which is insane to me. And she does have kids. Artaven has a sister and 2 non-binary / gender fluid siblings. Who have gone on to have kids. When Artaven was 3500, so that would have put it... Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, it was like 4,500 or 4,500 years from current times. But it still happens, right? One of the key things is there's still, like, infant mortality, and there's still the occasional maternal mortality, but, like, mothers dying in childbirth is basically non-existent and has been for thousands of years. Because they're not stupid. it's one of the biggest failures in sci-fi, and like, is that there's no like prenatal care or natal care technologies. There's an entire branch of Javetica, which is now the Javedal, out in the Union as well. Hello, Megeldork. And then the other branch of Javetica is actually where Frauk comes from. Frauk is part of the clan, the Carnavan Healer. Yep. His some number of greats ago, you know, family was an adopted child of one of Artavan's siblings. And in the Ascension War, most of that branch is wiped out. But one of the Carnavan kids survives and is absorbed into the, you know, Artavan's main branch, main trunk, right? So there's a whole Javetica clan that is entirely Carnavan. Not entirely. It's going to still be a mix. Which arguably means we should see more Carnavan running around here, but... Alright, what was I doing? Why was I in this rabbit hole other than realizing that Artavan Mom didn't have a name? What was I doing? Where am I? Who am I? Oh! Why do they imprison him and not kill him? And why do they treat him well enough to become a monster and not just starve him? But is a fun setup. I remember why I was doing it. So, is the dining hall, is the common room That's what it is. Named for Artavin's dad, his mom, or one of his siblings. His mom does outlive his dad. His dad dies really early. Artavin's really young when he loses his dad. Okay, where is 124 at the start of Matter? Oh, was Artavan like Kayra's age? I gotta do math. I hate that the way how old Artavan is means I have to go to the actual historical calendar. Where are the mutinies? No, Artavan is somewhere in his late 300s when he loses his dad. There have not been. I mean, it would and it wouldn't. Like, he is uncommonly old for the faction, right? But he's not the only person who's lived 8,000 years. There's not a lot of them, but in a population of many trillions, there's more than a few. And is there really a huge difference between a 6,000-year-old and an 8,000-year-old? Outside of beating the odds effectively, right? Like, average lifespan is like 6,500. No, I like it. It's a good complication. For sure, Miguel. Cool. Do I need to go to the restroom? I might need to go to the restroom. Where's my D6s? Actually, it would probably be named after his dad if his dad is the first to die. So it's the guy. Gariel. my languages. Check my... So it's not... No, this is possessive still, but a different type of possessive. Because this is James's pumpkin, and this is the dog of James. I don't remember why there's two object-subject here. Oh, okay. That's what rule is for. Probably vo. No, it's an adjective. Is it possessive? What do you call this? John's common, the John common room? The common room of John. It'd become John common, the John Hornbeak common room, right? It would be the Hornbeak common room. Which makes Hornbeak descriptive? I guess it's a proper noun at that point. Inferior. It might be vol. Infera vol. Coquerio. Because they just use vol to connect adjective, and so it's the infera vol gaquerio, which would translate to Gaquerio Common Hall. None of which matters. I don't think we're ever going to refer to this place as with its proper name, but criminal investigation, wouldn't it be? If somebody dies in the Olympics? Combination, common. from the kiddos I work with, right? But I don't play Zelda, and it's hard to find good Mario shirt. You know, like there's a lot of problems there. And unfortunately, this company is probably the only company whose shirts I really like. And so, but they have a lot of indie game stuff. So I figured Horizon Zero Dawn is a good, like, more mainstream shirt that I can wear. Like, I'm not sure a Dragon Age tee would be a good idea. Though I might buy an N7 shirt. Microsoft has some Age of Empires shirts that I kind of want to buy. That might be the beating heart of the estate. generally a more formal. Yes, you're gonna have to bug me for a lot of things because I need to be bugged to do the thing I said I would do, and for that I apologize. But yeah, I'm interested. Listen, I'll try to read anything as long as it's not poetry. I'll try to read poetry. I just will promise that I will not go well with poetry. I need to learn how to write poetry. One of the things that's come clear is, like, learning how to write poetry is probably a really, like, at least learning the basics is probably a really good skill set as an author. Hey, I'll hold you to that. A 100,000-word novel in verse is effectively just the Nordic founding myth. What's the name of that one? What's the Norse Iliad? Not the prose. Maybe it is the Prosetta. No. It's the one that Tolkien stole a lot from. That has, oh god, what's the big Norse hero? Maybe it's not Norse. Beowulf. It's the Beowulf. I was thinking of the Beowulf. But yeah, 100,000 word poem. Oh, it's an English poem. Okay, but 100,000 word novel written in rhyme is just that, or the even more realistically, it's the Gilgamesh story, right? Just gonna write the Epic of Gilgamesh. I don't know about keeping it all in diclitic hexameter, but that's your new big project, right, River? So you're gonna write an epic. The Mahabharata, Mahabharata. Other meals. did that stay? Is that something that stayed, or is that something that changed? Usually not family, friends, and these days. I like the idea that, like, across the Imperium, there is a time, and you can almost bet that most people are eating dinner at that time. And it's going to be a shifted time, you know, it's like 3 hours after sunset is basically, but you can guess that if you know the time that sunset is on that planet, 2 hours later or whatever it is, I don't remember what the time. Like, everybody on that planet, or everybody in that area is eating dinner together. And it doesn't matter if you have work. Like, you know, your work shift will either start after dinner or before dinner. Like, night shifts, you know. But, like, you will get a break to eat dinner. Like, it is a core part of this. It's like, no, it's dinner time. Like, that's just what we do here. You don't have to eat with, like, the people you work with. You can go somewhere else and get food. And it's not sacred, right? This isn't a religious mandate. This is a cultural routine. And it shifts, right? Like, some places will host dinner 2 hours later than other places. But it is interesting. Probably that means there are people out there who plan trips, right? Like, all right, we're going to arrive just before dinner time. And it's not free food in most places, but Have fun! Most of the staff didn't live on site anymore. The tables were always open. Oh. Hosting is going to be a huge. Hosting and the rights and guest rights are a huge thing. At least for upper class. Crow, then lunch on the estate. Since most staff didn't live on site, Even aboard the Navy's warships. My stuff no longer lives in the States. Staff quarters. Liberation of...
Don't pretend you're no good, 'cause I can see your sunshine dripping out your sleeves onto my lifeline. All good, you didn't mean to leave a trail from me,
Compared.
but you didn't know I'm tripping. It's alright with me if it's alright with you, then I could be whatever it is that you need me to. 'Cause you're golden.
What's going on, bro? That's guard. Awesome.
You're golden. You're golden. You're golden.
Unread messages at your private terminal, Commander.
Alright. I'm going to wrap up stream here. I need to go to the restroom, and then at that point, we might as well call stream. I'm going to work on this a little bit more, though. Thank you all who came in. Thank you, Itanshi, for the raid. Itachi? Itanshi? No, it's Itanshi. But thank you all. Bye!